Okay, hello everyone. We are just starting in a minute. Um,
Hi, can you see me?
okay, okay, now I
I
can.
can
But
hold this. Yeah.
hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well. Okay,
Yes.
so we shall start a little bit about just talking about you. So for everybody who is with us right now, I think we have just 14 people. I think we can wait for like a minute to get
Yeah.
more people on board.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
So how was your day, Anushree?
Day was good. Day was very nice. Tell me about yours.
It was good. I just got back from the salon. It is weekend, so weekend usually get very busy for us.
Okay,
And yeah, it was good.
great. Super.
Picking
Okay.
up. I think the fear of COVID is slightly getting lesser now. So people have started the salon and so yeah, it's going good. It's taking its time, but I think eventually everything will get better.
I think things are improving a lot. I think people are getting out. They're socializing. They're things are becoming normal now. I think week by week.
Yeah. Yes.
So okay, I think we can.
Yeah, I'll have to just put it a little far. I think it's fine, right? Take it.
Right. Okay. I think we can start. All right.
Okay.
So today, while we are doing this, you're stuck.
Sorry. Uh. Okay. Yeah.
I cannot see your video.
So that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a new series. It's called Weekends with Kapraha. So the idea behind this is to really, are you fine?
Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. Now.
Yeah. Is to get like a variety of entrepreneurs to talk about their journey, talk about why they're doing what they're doing, your inspiration, why you are starting, why did you start this particular field. It's just to get our audience to have a lot of knowledge and insight into the different genres of business that's out there, and the idea for me was not to keep this limited to only clothing, but to get like a variety of entrepreneurs on board. So, my first question to start this conversation would be that what inspired you to really specialize in hairdressing, and what inspired you to open a salon?
Okay. So see, I basically have a degree in fashion.
Okay.
Went to fashion school. I went to Symbiosis Fashion Institute of Design. I did fashion communication from there, but
Okay.
somehow, uh, some reason I have to go back to Jaipur. And during that time, I never wanted to be in Jaipur. With my course, I would be in Delhi or Bombay, but somehow I think I had to get back. And I don't know, I was looking for salon myself basically, so I went to a few salons here and. See, I don't know. During for that time, probably those salons were fine, but I used to those Bombay and Pune salons where still,
Mm-hmm.
the and you know ambience is good and the hygiene, but somehow I did not find that. And I think it's changed with time, but I think during that time I went to the salon. I sat down for 5. Nobody was there to greet me, or appointments were just going haywire. So I don't know. I was not confident in taking a cut over there, so I had to.
Okay.
Thought like I was in fashion, so I thought like I will start something which is fashion oriented and creative and giving somebody a make, so, like
Mm-hmm.
a major a part of your personality. So I
Right.
just, and then I probably can do a few shoots also, which I still do. And then I just thought, I'll get into hair, waste my time. I went to Bombay. I did a course with them. I worked with them, and then
Mm-hmm.
I London. I went. I keep where I travel abroad or somewhere in India and learn from lot of educators who are the top niche of India background people. So yes, and that's how then I started with Tangerine, and it was almost 7 years, and the journey has been uh, clients have been good, very supportive. It does take time. I also feel with any business, I have to be personally involved. I think with Tangerine, it's more of personal, you know, attending the clients personally, meeting them, talking to them. With any industry, like any person who walks in, like would want to meet the owner or
Right.
attend properly, because the trust comes from, and I think you can best describe your brand by yourself. Your team is
That's
always
true.
educating them, but I think what you can do best, I think they will not be able to do it in the same manner. So I think
Right.
your attendance have to be there, with any.
Correct. I think that's something you've really achieved at the salon. I think that's the reason why it honestly stands out, and it shows what you're really doing is showing in the way you're presenting the whole place and the way the clients are greeted there. So that's definitely an achievement in its own self.
Yeah.
So when you shifted this was a very organic shift for you from studying fashion and communication and moving into hairdressing, because you saw a gap in the market, you saw something that you were missing out on, and you thought of bringing that to the city. So was there any kind of, if at all, any kind of a stigma attached to you choosing or you shifting from a generic field, of
Yeah.
like jewelry or fashion or textile is a very safe field to choose. So
Mm.
was there any stigma that you had to kind of face, or you had to make your way through? So, and how did you deal with that, if at all there was any?
See, I also like, I family, we have a business, and suddenly if one person, like, I want to get into hairdressing, so obviously they wasn't a field people would have picked up that time. And
Right.
obviously with Bombay and Delhi it was different, like they were girls from families, and but यहाँ पे in Jaipur, so dad was little surprised, and I don't know, he was like, you have a degree in fashion, why don't you open your own boutique or something like that. But I told him, if I had styles that time, it wouldn't, I think Jaipur wouldn't have approved. Change, things have changed. People
Right.
are experimental now, but that time, I don't know, people want experimental with their designs and everything. So
Correct.
it took a lot of time for making my dad understand, but I literally take him to Bombay, Delhi, and show him the salons around. And when
Wow. Yeah.
he impressed, had few conditions before I start, like
Okay.
a few of them which didn't wanted me to skin, but I said, okay, fine, I will not do skin, but I will have some knowledge about it. But and also, like, I used to do gents haircut anyway, but here somehow I don't know, like, I'm attend females here, but the
Right.
sex, we do everything. I do consultation with them, but I personally don't attend. I don't do gents haircut here.
So
So
you
how how city, you have to go different cities.
correct.
So it's just few things they had in their mind, but I think it was very less. And I thought,
Mhm.
okay, I'm getting what I have to do, because I think all our parents would have certain conditions here and there, because they understand, they know the world much better.
There was a certain mindset that you had to kind of, slip through and establish yourself.
Yeah.
Was there, did you have to face this only in terms of your family, or was it a similar outlook from people outside on a societal front as well?
See, Anushi, if you go to talk about society and everyone, see, initially, everybody had, like, probably, like, few of family members also might have said that, oh, now she's getting into hair, ye, wo, all that, you hear a lot, but I, I'm very rigid and I know what I want to do. I will, if I think, will work hard for it, so I will. Like, today, my dad my own family members are very proud. Initially,
Correct.
you have to prove yourself, and it's proving
Correct.
yourself. Work hard. That's the thing. You either become a owner of the place. That doesn't mean that you can leave any business to your employees. You have to personally be there.
Correct.
I
Correct.
lot of businesses I have seen in Jaipur because of COVID, there's so many places have shut down because of certain circumstances. And also I feel that some of these, the owners left their job employees, like take it doesn't work that way. I
Right.
think we have to be personally in everything now.
Correct. That's true. That's given for absolutely any kind of business that we start. So talking about proving ourselves, 2020 was a difficult year for everyone. A lot of places shut down, a lot of cafes, a lot of restaurants. We saw like everyone struggling with whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
What was your take on it? How did your business sustain a year like 2020?
See, I obviously those months were very tough. You were taking care of the salary, you were taking care of rents and everything. That 3 months got, but that those 3 months, then I started this another small brand I started called Twist and Twine, which is doing well.
Right.
It's mostly I have a Instagram page on that, but it's it works very impulsive buying at the salon, like come buy some scrunchies for themselves or bands for them. It was initially to help somebody, to give employment to somebody who has, a lot of people had lost that time.
Correct. Right.
So it's a small thing, but anyway, something good came out of it. And after 3 months, we started the salon back on 17th May, and I kid you not, things so good. You have no idea. They were, how hair, it's salon necessity. It's that you have yourself. There was a lot of people had come and were getting themselves pampered because once you had nothing to do and it's one space, so you have to feel yourself feel better, and I always have to keep pampering yourselves, and things have been good since then. Obviously it's little slow, but it's also picking up now, like now.
Right.
It's better.
Did you have to kind of really re-strategize or like think very particularly about certain areas, certain departments where you had to put your head in, think about, restructure the way you do business, not knowing what the year would end like, not knowing what the beginning of this year would look like. There was so much of, lack of clarity in so many areas. How do you deal with that?
So I'll tell you what, it was the best time to filter people because this is where people who have worked seriously will be there. Yes, you had to easily tell the job. But I personally did not lay off anyone. I gave them things that are not working if you're not regular, because you have to plan everything. You have to give them a 15 days. I think you couldn't have the whole staff also. We were working on like 50%. I guess, initially starting. So have to strategize everything that way. Have to follow all the COVID protocol because it's walking in. They didn't wanted so many people.
Right.
So made sure about that. We were appointments and yeah. But these were the small things which we took care of. Like not I had. It was most on the circulation of the employees that they do a thing, but not majorly. I didn't have to change that now because of weddings are picking up and started telling our staff to come later on the regular basis. And
sorry to interrupt you. There is a comment where someone is saying that your voice is breaking a little bit.
Okay.
Can you get into better connection if possible?
Is it still breaking?
Okay, I think we'll come to know once we again continuing our conversation. So 2020 was, of course, a challenging year, and I think Tangerine really sailed through that very beautifully because I think your salon was the only one which started off much before the lockdown was lifted, and y'all kind of, I would say, it's not about just getting the crowd in, but the way y'all were presenting yourselves and the way the precautions were being taken care of. I mean, personally, I felt that was the only place to really trust and go to. When in a pandemic, people don't want to go to a public place, specifically a salon. I think Tangent was the only go-to place in all of Jaipur. So that was a really wonderful thing that you all pulled off. So looking at 2021 now, this year has started. It's just the first month of the year. What do you think this year looks like in terms of business, in terms of being an entrepreneur? What do you think? What do you feel about how this year is going to pan out? And
I
what is
think
your take on it?
I fantastic year for all of us. I listen. I think I try to be very positive. I try to share as lot of positive. I try and share every day a good positive quote on Instagram.
Yes,
So,
that you do. That's very inspiring, I must say.
so I think it's going to be an amazing year for all of us. We have learned a lot. Our generation has learned a lot. We have learned how to save, how to be little content. You know, we are happy what we have. Like, you know, things have a little bit changed. We all of us have got little conscious about our lifestyle, you know, a little routine we have now. So
Correct.
I think
Yes.
things have got better, and I'm sure everyone will do very well. And it's my message to everyone, all the entrepreneurs who are starting or they have been there. Please be personally involved in your business. That's like the mantra of this entire interview.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That's very well said. Okay. So talking about what we experienced in 2020, besides just looking at the condition of the world, talking about economic situations, talking about climatic situations, I think the whole world is trying to be a more sustainable world so that the planet is doing better. So in terms of that, talking specifically about, okay, hair trends. So what, according to you, are some of the most effective and usable and sustainable hair trends?
See, you know, Anushi, there are a lot of brands which are working on sustainable beauty. There's a brand called Nashi Argan. All these brands are sustainable beauty products. So everything, even packaging, the ingredients, whatever there is, like all sulfate, paraben, SLS free. So these things, all companies have been already started off, which client is getting because I think client is in today's time, and Google is you know, providing them with so
All the yeah.
yeah, entire I think people have started getting conscious, and brands are already taking care. Not I have to initially get there, but client already know about, like, less they're going less chemically, and I can't say they're chemical, but they're less chemical, and you know, being sustainable beauty products, which also means that, you know, everything is environment friendly. Even the plastic and the foam which is created by the also gets, you know, in the soil, but it's not, to certain percentage, is not it's not damaging the environment.
Right. So a lot of people kind of get influenced by what they're consuming online, and they don't differentiate between what is really authentic and what is not. So what is the one advice that you can give to consumers, you know, who are laymen, who don't understand the knowledge of, you know, what the box and the information is carrying? So how do you identify that what product you are using is actually authentic and is actually good for you?
See, I what I do at the salon, really comes to me with condition. I do tell them that for you, but you know, I mean, they build it. I still tell them to read about it. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a house, then come and buy. Or just tell them that try the product, come for a spa, or just have a deep conditioning with this product, so you know how it feels. Because you know,
Right.
they it happens with us also. Like, you know, there are certain brands might be very top brand,
Your
right?
voice is breaking. I'm sorry, but your voice is breaking.
I'm so sorry. Wait, I just now can you hear me?
Better, a little
Yeah.
better now.
So I'm just saying that there are sometimes, you know, top brands which are there, but sometimes it's not necessary has to suit everyone, right? So
Right.
it's very important to also read our labels, because every hair type and skin type is different. Everything is mentioned on the label. It's your duty to go and read it out on, like, you know, go through the entire knowledge is provided on the net. So read about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then you can, you know, and professional help is much more, you know, you should be taking professional help. Like, I understand, you know, there are a lot of time clients telling me, we go to certain salons and people will just push us to buy products.
Correct.
They look,
That's what happens in every salon usually.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that because my clients tell me, and I always tell them this, that after buying that, after when they buy, I said, see, this is what it is for you. But
Correct.
like also I tell them, if they're using something, finish with that product, and then if you like this, and but before buying it, try get your shampoo done, or try get some hair spa done with this product, and then think of it, because all these products, see, all these sustainable beauty products or sulfate or paraben free shampoos are not cheap. Okay, they one bottle comes to you for 1,800 rupees. So if you buy a shampoo conditioner, it will cost you around 3-4 thousand, which is not cheap.
Correct. Right.
So
That's true.
I mean, when you're investing that kind of money in your shampoos and everything, you ought to have knowledge about it. You need to have entire information about it.
Better to try it out and then go for it.
Yeah, at least
So,
just feel the product, how the product.
right. Correct. So talking overall in the beauty and the hair industry overall, how do you think the whole is the industry making an effort to be more environment friendly, or what is your view on it in general? That what is the beauty industry moving towards in terms of taking care of the environment or being more responsible environmentally?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that even with the skin products now, again, if you go to read, all of them are sulfate paraben free. So I think most of the brands are getting very, very conscious and making sure that these products are all these kind of chemically free. And
Right.
so I think this year is all about that. People are also getting very we have introduced this brand called Math Botanicals in
Okay.
a salon. It's a Delhi-based brand.
Okay.
It's been doing well. Their faces are good because when the client comes for facial or for skin kind of treatment, they always ask us, like, whether we don't want anything strong, chemically based. They know it's chemical, but they're saying, like, less of it.
Right.
So so yeah, so these kind of things which people mostly get cut, but products are already there in the market, like, and yes, but client is definitely going for less chemically based products.
Right. So I think the consumers, I would say, are making a more informed choice.
Yeah.
Rather than just going for what is available out there. They are
Yeah.
making more effort to read more into what they are doing. Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned that the most important tip that you wanted to give entrepreneurs was to be more involved in their business. That's your take from 2020, and that's how you feel
Yeah.
is the basis of any success. Is there anything very specific, any do's or don'ts from your experience that you feel that you've learned in your journey that you wouldn't want to imply again in the future? Anything from your experience that you feel entrepreneurs must avoid or can avoid, and anything else that they should focus on, which would at least give them some impetus to grow forward?
Anushri, I obviously, there'll be a lot of people to give you a lot. There will be a lot of people comparing you with other brands.
Right.
It demotivates you at times. It just, people come to me, oh, the salon has opened, that salon has opened. So, healthy competition is always good. And, but, if given an answer to them, there are 4-5 brands which were in Delhi and shut down. So,
Correct.
you always have to take it as a pinch of salt, and just remember that you just have to focus on your work. It's always it's very important also to know what's going in the market, but what's happening, I think you just work hard and focus, and there will be people that putting you down, or they will say certain, like, prices, oh, this is expensive. I forcing anyone to come. I'm very there's some, in business I've learned business in a hard way, and sometimes clients say, like, oh, you're expensive, that's the brand. So I see wherever it makes you happy, you should go there.
Right. Right.
You don't know what's happening at the back. Think you have your employees to pay. You are at the best location right now. You have your rents. You have so many things to take care.
Correct.
Very
That's
easy
true.
for a person to say that, oh, you guys are expensive. I, as a person, if I have learned it. If I am running a business tomorrow, if I go to, if I even come to you, I am not looking for any discount. I know, because I have run the business for 7 years, so I know what goes on. It's
Yeah.
your it's you whether you want to give your friend or give your friend. But all of us, if I think Jaipur is a very small city where everyone. So if you start giving and working with discount, what are you going to?
That's true.
Yeah.
And
So
and a city like ours where everyone knows everyone, it becomes harder to really demarcate and draw a line between being personal and professional. So yeah, so okay, what I understand is that you should stand up for what you're doing. You should
yeah,
retain your brand value and the value that you perceive. For what your brand stands for, I think that's how people respect it in return as well.
you have to be upfront, and I'm not saying be rude about things, but you know,
Correct.
it's like today people know how my work works and how I am, and I'm very upfront where I have to be, and not being it's not being rude. It's not that you lose business. I'm
Right.
this. There were times where I felt, like there's so many salons coming up, it's going to affect. I swear, it did not affect a single. My
Correct.
went here and there, they've gotten back. There were so many, and at the moment we had so many new faces coming because we were always known for our hygiene, and personally be there. My mom,
Right.
we make sure that how you keep a house that way, how we keep the salon clean, and so yeah, we initially things have there are a lot of new clients have the old ones are coming, which I a big thanks to all of them for all their support, but the new ones have been added to the tangent. Yes.
That's amazing. So, okay, very quickly, lastly, as an entrepreneur, are you really a goal setter that this is where I see myself 5 years from now or 10 years from now, or are you the kind of entrepreneur who feels like I know where I want to be, but you're very flexible with how you achieve it? What is your perspective on how you really think about your business in terms of are you really a visionary or are you a go as you flow kind of a person?
See, I'm really going with the flow right now. I don't want to decide anything. Obviously, I have certain goals in my life, which slowly and slowly is happening. Like I have a salon here. I have a small setup at Mayo Girls College,
Okay,
and
right.
which is good. Then sometime I've been associated with few nice boutique hotels here. When if they need the service, we are there.
All
And
right.
let's see in future, probably might just have one more setup, but I don't want to, live in stress. Like for me,
Correct.
quality is much better than quantity. So let's see how it goes. I'm not thinking so much about it. I think with one, I'm very happy at the moment. But let's see things. You never know. Something comes out.
But that's great. That's a great, a fresh take. Because a lot of people, I feel, get very entangled in what they are deciding. They get very entangled in setting very concrete goals.
Yeah,
And when you don't achieve them for any reason, could be something very external also.
yeah,
And then you end up being so disappointed and stressed
yeah,
out that it happened and you lose focus on your present. So I
yeah,
feel that that's a really good way of looking at it.
yeah.
Okay, so I feel that was a wonderful chat. We got a lot of insight about what you've done and how you've achieved it all and how you're moving ahead. So I really wish a lot of success to Tangerine. I'm sure there is a long, long way to go, and you're already on the right path. I feel you really stand out in what you're doing, and that's really amazing.
Thank
So to bring an end to our conversation, so you can choose and you can ask me any one question, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I also have to ask you about the what is going to be what are going to be trends this year
Mhm.
or in fashion. I would want to know it from you, yes,
Right.
because you
Okay.
being in a fashion industry and you run this really good brand, and also I'm wearing it right now. So you want
You.
comfy clothing, which is right, but I really enjoy wearing your clothes. It's really good.
Thank you so much. So, talking about fashion trends, as an individual, I've never followed this jargon of fashion trends. It's something which, as a designer or even as an individual person, I've never really followed it. I just feel what this year has taught us is to really live in the moment
Mm.
and to really embrace what's coming our way. So,
Mhm.
talking about trends, I even tell anybody who talks to me about this that it's high time that we break this notion of really setting trends and really following trends. I think our generation is so consumed with social media. We are so consumed with
Yeah.
taking in so much information from everywhere because we are following so many influencers. So I think we have forgotten to really choose what to listen to. We've
Yeah.
forgotten to follow. We've forgotten to decide for ourselves. We have
Yeah.
someone else showing us a product all the
Yeah.
time.
No.
We have someone else telling us in our face what to buy.
Hmm.
So as a generational mindset, we're losing capacity to take decisions for ourselves. And I feel that's something I want to be very mindful of this year onwards. And I'm bringing a change in my own lifestyle also. So
Nice.
talking about fashion trends, I would just say the whole industry is trying to move towards sustainability. The
Yeah.
sustainability is vast. There is so much that you can do. And on what levels can your brand start achieving it step by step? I think that's really important. Nobody can be fully sustainable overnight.
Yeah.
It's a process. You have to really work towards. You really have to sit down with yourself,
Yeah.
with your team, and decide in what areas can you be sustainable. Talking about your
Yeah.
clothing and wardrobe, people are choosing finer quality fabrics. They're choosing
More.
sustainable and organic quality fabrics, good quality. They're investing money in better clothing, which are
Yeah.
reusable. Nobody, I think our generation has to stop following fast fashion. We have
Yeah.
to stop buying clothes just because they're inexpensive and just because they're available out there on discount. So I feel that's one trend that the fast fashion companies are shoving in your face, and
Yeah.
you have to be smart enough to look at it and not follow it.
Yeah.
So that's my take on how I look at myself as an individual and as a brand owner. That's how I plan to move ahead this year onwards.
So who would be your your favorite fashion icon? Somebody's uh sense of style and some sense of dressing you like. Who would be that person?
There are lots. There are a lot of fellow designers who I feel individually who are doing fabulous work in terms of what they are creating. Talking about just the clothing industry, also, I'm seeing a very big change in how collections are changing every 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm seeing brands which are doing who are shifting from polyester fabrics to really pure quality, and I see a very big change in that. So talking about specifically, I can't name one person because I feel a lot of people have influenced, me in this way. It's really hard to say that, but I would just say in general, a lot of brands I feel, I would say companies like Marty Clothing, there's Doodle H, there's Buna Studio. There are these couple of 4-5 brands which I feel have really twisted the way they are
Mm.
running the industry. There are also homegrown upcoming brands, and I see that change to move towards sustainability more in homegrown brands than the very established
Yeah.
brands.
No,
And
homegrown. Like even if I feel in Jaipur, like uh, you know, taking you and few friends who are running their clothing brands, they are all home brands and they are doing very well. I told you, like, because your baby, you work on everything, you know what's happening, everything. It's not every clothes you might be designing, you might be just having it like that garment. That's
yeah,
how would you present that garment? So when you that's
exactly.
totally involved so much that you would know exactly how it would look on a person.
Yeah, I mean, I visualize my brand as another individual. I
Yes.
don't look at my brand as a company. I look at my brand as Kapraha the woman,
Yeah.
and that has many facets to it. So there is not just one Kapraha woman. There are many,
Many.
who are
Yeah.
doing different things in their lives.
Yeah.
And then when I'm creating something, I imagine the woman who is in it. It need not be me. It need not be something that only I would wear, because that would really restrict my collection a lot to just my personal style. But I imagine when I create something, I imagine the kind of woman who will be wearing it. And that encapsulates a lot of personalities together, which,
Mm-hmm.
makes my brand a person first and then
Mm-hmm.
a brand later. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I look at it. And that's what I feel is, which I see a few other brands also incorporating, because that's the kind of mindset people have. The designers, if they have a mindset like that, it reflects in the kind of clothes they make. And from what I've learned is that when I create in that mode of visualization, I end up seeing the woman of that type actually buying that garment.
That's quite true. Yeah, that's right.
It really falls very seamlessly into place, and
Yeah,
it makes me feel like maybe there is something right that I'm doing, but it's actually a learning process.
yeah,
It's a never journey.
yeah.
So
It's always it's always for us also we learning never stops. Keep
True.
learning. So yeah, it's always learning from you, and yeah.
That's great. Yes. So thank you so much for being on my first ever talk show with an entrepreneur. It was great to kickstart my journey with you. Thank you so much for coming on this.
And thank you for this great initiative. I look forward for more of these, and I'm sure there are going to be more great people on your
Yes, we
series.
already have our next guest lined up. I'm not going to reveal that
Yeah.
today. That's something I want everyone to keep an eye on the stories because that's going to be revealed over the week. And
That's true, and I think everyone watches because I think with everybody is going to know
I mean, there's so much to learn from each other. I just don't believe that one perspective is always enough. There's always that we can learn from others. There's so much that we can talk about and that we can discuss. And I think that's how businesses actually grow. That's how you grow as a person also. So that's what I look forward to with my series every week.
Yeah, perfect. So, okay.
Great. Thank you so much. And I will see you very soon.
And you have a great weekend. And
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you.
Bye.